Manchester United v Manchester City, derby on Sunday at Old Trafford. Can't wait for it. Excited, fantastic, brilliant. There's my team to the left. Let's get straight into that, why I would go that way. This game tactically is going to be won in the midfield on Sunday, and the only concern I've got is the referee, Mark Clattenburg. He's normally a home banker, that's banker with a B, and but in a derby, there's always that potential that it will get a bit raucous. Somebody could get sent off. It's not going to happen to Man City. They're mercenaries. They've got no passion, so they're not going to pick up yellow cards or anything like that. Manchester United do need to be careful of that. So I've gone with Carrick in the midfield. I just think Carrick's been the forgotten man, and I still always come back to this principle that Michael Carrick, when he plays, especially in the derby games, is a massive, massive part of our side. Will he play? I think he'll play Schweinsteiger, but I would play Carrick. I love Schweinsteiger, but I would play Carrick. So we can have that debate in the comment section below. That's absolutely fine. I'd go with Carrick. I'd go with Rojo at left back, although I think Louis van Gaal might play Blind. I haven't got a massive problem with Daley Blind playing at left back, but Rojo gives us a bit more pace and a bit more oomph and a bit more. I wouldn't say going forward he's any better than Blind, but he's another big player, which might be an opportunity against Manchester City. Very rusty. People wanted to give him 7, 8 out of 10 against Everton last week. I said he was rusty, made a couple of mistakes against Everton, was rusty in midweek against Moscow, but he'll get better and better, like Phil Jones, who for me has to play with Smalling. And also, I've moved Rooney to the left. Rooney's not going to get dropped. I'm not even going to have this conversation about Rooney being dropped. I think he's our worst performer of the season so far, even though I back him. And the reason I say he's the worst performer, because Wayne Rooney should be one of the best players in the league, if not in the world. And he's far, far, far away from those high standards. So that's why he's my worst performer for Manchester United so far this season, because he can do so much more, and he's not. He's not going to get dropped. Whether he should be dropped, you're going to play Memphis? Probably not. So Rooney, Martial's got to play as the number 9. He won't. It will be Rooney ahead of him. But Martial's got to play at number 9. It frightens defenders. And when we're playing him on the left, they breathe a sigh of relief. So I'd play Martial at number 9 and put Rooney on the left. He's still a worker. He can still do a job there. That's how I would set it up. My fear is that Fellaini might start. I'll throw it out there now for you lot. I've never been a hypocrite about Fellaini. People say, "Oh, give him a chance. He's not dead wood. He's only been here 2 years." Never wanted him to come to Manchester United. I've got nothing against him. I'm just not a hypocrite. Some people want Valencia out of the club. I don't want him out of the club. I think he's a great squad player. Some people don't rate Herrera and said he was rubbish last week against Everton. I thought he was the best player on the pitch. I respect Manchester United fans' opinions. That's the whole point of doing this channel. I respect opinions. Let's not start having a go at each other. But when it comes to Fellaini, never wanted him at the club and wouldn't lose sleep if he went away from the club. But certainly don't want him starting on Sunday. And I've just got a bad feeling he's going to drop Herrera, which after the Everton game last week we said would be absolutely ridiculous. It still would be ridiculous, and hopefully it's just a fear that's not going to realise itself. But Herrera should play, and I would move Rooney to the left, but I fully expect Rooney to play at number 10 or number 9 on Sunday, and Herrera will drop out if Rooney comes in. So we'll just have to see. Mata's got to come back in, but the game will be won in the midfield. Schneiderlin's playing really well. Herrera's playing well. That tenacity and ability to press, which Schweinsteiger, Carrick, Fellaini just don't bring. Those two have got to play against Man City. What I would say about Fellaini is he had Toure in his pocket last season. That's no indication that Fellaini should play. It's just that Herrera and Morgan should deal with him no problem. And I would play Carrick. I just think Carrick's made for these sort of games. Derby, knows what he's doing. He's got the experience. Schweinsteiger hasn't, although he is a very, very good player, one of the best in the world. I just think Carrick can come in and do his job, and maybe that will happen. The way Manchester City will line up then, let's go and have a look at that. As we know, Aguero's bottled it. He's got himself an injured, so he doesn't have to play. Silva, I don't expect he'll be back either. Bonny, I'd expect Smalling and Jones to deal with him. Sterling, Darmian, will he play Darmian? I mean, that's another thing. He may bring Valencia in. I'll be appalled by that just for pace, but he may well do it. He may switch Darmian to left back. That's another opportunity, actually, that we should be anticipating. That could well happen because of the pace issue. Doesn't seem to trust Darmian against pace, even though Darmian is quite pacey. Navas will probably play to the wide. Fernandinho and Toure anchoring with the matchstick man De Bruyne. He's a threat. I do expect him to score on Sunday, but I think we'll outscore them. And their back four will Company play. But it's going to be one in the midfield. We've got to be tenacious, as I say. We've got to get at them, and I think we will do. And I'm fully expecting Manchester United to win. How we need to get at them, well, a lot depends whether Rooney plays or not. If Rooney's playing, nothing's going to stick up front. Nothing over the top's going to cause Man City any problems. So we're going to have a lot of possession going right to left, and we're going to have to try and put some decent balls into the box. And that's what we struggled with against Moscow. If we've got Martial as the front, we can knock a ball over the top. It creates a lot of space. I'm surprised we've gone back to Rooney up front, but I'm not surprised because we've got to accommodate him. But when we play Martial up front, it makes defenders have to drop 5 yards. It gives the likes of Herrera, Schweinsteiger, Martial, Mata a lot more space. With Rooney there, as we know, on Wednesday night, he was put in the pocket of a 36-year-old veteran. The ball over the top doesn't work. It doesn't always stick, although it did stick a bit better with him against Everton. But with a home side on Sunday, we've got to push them back. The midfield need to have a ball that they can play. You're not going to get pace from Mata, so everything has to go to Martial on the left, who gets doubled up, and then that's what was happening to Memphis, and that's why Memphis hasn't really done much in a Manchester United shirt. Got to put Martial at number 9. Will it happen? I don't know. Threats from Manchester City, pace down the flanks essentially, and De Bruyne. I don't think Boney's a player that we should be concerned with. I think Smalling can deal with him, and Phil Jones as well gives us that bit of extra oomph and pace. So midfield battle, I expect us to win it. I expect us to get hold of the ball early on, have lots of possession. The problem we're going to have, Man City will hit us on the break like other teams. I expect them to score. We've got to find ways to break Man City down. And if Rooney is the figurehead, that is a problem because they'll push up on us, and he's got to make that ball's got to stick then. He's got to create things. He's got to have runners going on beyond him. So Herrera is key, quick ball, but on Wednesday he struggled because it didn't really stick in with Rooney. Right, that's what I'm going to go for a Manchester United win, 100% with that. We'll finish off on the combined 11. There it is. Right, I covered this last night with the Man City fan. Boo-hoo. I mean, it was a bit of a car crash, that thing. I'm not a massive fan of us having opposing fans on because I think who wants to listen to opposing fans? We're a Man United fan channel. We say what we want, and it can be. This didn't work for me, but if people like it, that's fine. But we say it how it is, and it is your channel, so always do give us the feedback. There's my team anyway. De Gea in goal. I probably would have gone with Darmian at right back, but Zabaleta I do like, and Darmian has been messed about with Louis van Gaal, so I haven't got a problem with that. Kompany and Smalling picked themselves 2 best centre backs in the country. Luke Shaw, best left back in the country before he got injured, and he's better than anything Man City have got. I went with Schweinsteiger and Schneiderlin. Some people want Torre in there. You're having a laugh. Rooney's not in there. Torre's not in there. They're both on the decline, and both question marks about their whether they can come back. Schweinsteiger plays for me. Ahead of that, Silva, I put my hands up. We've got to be realistic. And at the end of the day, these are Man City mercenaries. They're not players that we need to be concerned about. They're not playing for the club. They're playing for the wallet. So you've got to look at them as players. Aguero, obviously, in attack. And I put Martial on the left because he's probably not, he's not at the Aguero standard yet, although we do push him. And then De Bruyne to the right side because I do rate him. And it's funny how Chelsea blew that. So that's my 11. Argue with it whether you like. Torre doesn't get in for me. Darmian could push Zabaleta, but I don't think there's any other arguments to have in there. I mean, you wouldn't get Rooney anywhere near that team. Herrera, I think, could have pushed Silva, but he just doesn't play enough under Louis van Gaal. I think he is in that category. So that's my 11. Give us your thoughts on that. Massive game on Sunday. Really looking forward to it. Join me live straight after the game for a reaction to that. And on Sunday night at 9 o'clock, we've got potentially a very, very special guest coming on. Massive Manchester United fan. So do join us for that. And we want to be winning on Sunday. And I think I'm 100%. Put my reputation on the line. I'm convinced we're going to win this. If Louis van Gaal picks the right side, I'm convinced we're going to win. Very quickly, I just want to touch on this fan partner or whatever it is. Some people have said I've been a bit contradictory, saying you don't want foreign fans coming, but then you've just done a video saying they're as good as local fans. Every Manchester United fan is as good as any other. I don't like people who go to the ground who come from Manchester who think they're better than fans who don't go to the games. Conversely, I don't like the thought of somebody being brought over to learn the songs who've got a lot of money and are going to push prices up at the ground, and then the ground's going to lose its identity. I've got a lot of respect for the away fans and the local support and people who go to Manchester United season ticket holders regularly, chanting in the Stretford End or anywhere else in the ground, giving it atmosphere. That's part of it for me. That is a huge part of Manchester United. If you start getting foreign fans or wherever they're coming from, day trippers, come into Manchester United, I'm sure they support Manchester United. They're as valuable as anybody else. But if we lose the identity of the ground and it becomes the prawn sandwich brigade and you're having to pay them to learn songs and they're just coming for a day out, we don't want to lose that atmosphere in the ground. It's nothing to do with where you come from. We don't want to be outpricing the people who've been going for years, who give the ground that atmosphere. And that goes for Man City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, any club. This is a very dangerous thing. And when you've got bloody ex-professionals and fans locally charging people to come and have an atmosphere and learn the songs, we'll lose that identity. That's the problem with it. It's nothing to do with fans coming in from over the all around the world and supporting Manchester United. Fantastic, no fan's better than any other fan. But we don't want the local support or the season ticket holders who come over from all around the country, Ireland, wherever, being priced out of this. Because one thing is true, and apparently this is coming from China. The Chinese have got a lot of money. They will come over and spend £100 on a ticket, £200, £300 on a ticket, no problem at all. They'll come over to learn the songs as a group, and they'll go to the ground, and they won't give the atmosphere because they're just not used to it, and they're not going to be there every week, but there'll be another load the next week, and Manchester United will become like a museum. It'll be just come quiet. That's the problem with it. It's just corporate. It's just bringing more money into the club. The club will push the prices up because it's supply and demand. That's the problem with it. It's not about one fan being better than the other. It's not about not wanting foreign fans supporting Manchester United. It's about keeping the identity of the fans who go there a lot, the season ticket holders, who are Manchester United, and give us that match day atmosphere. It's not about, and it's the people who are selling out for that to make a quick buck, saying come over, £300 tickets. The club will put the prices. That's my concern about it, and that's what a lot of Manchester United fans are concerned about it. It's not about elitism or saying Man United fans aren't welcome, and it goes for every other club. That's the danger about it, and that's my comment on it, and people have been asking me for that. But finally, Manchester United Stand, it is your channel. It is your channel. Please get involved. We are a finalist in the Football Blogging Awards at Hotel Football in mid-November. We're up against the Liverpool channel. They're massive. We are underdogs. But in the video description, you can see a link to tweet out a vote. All you've got to do is just click the link and tweet it. Or if you're not on Twitter, just click the link and vote for us in the drop down for best new football blog. Please vote for us. Please do, because it will make a difference. And if we win it, if everybody who's watching this video votes, we will win. And then when Kev's there getting the award, he will be there saying this is all about you, because this channel is all about you. It'd be fantastic to win. We don't want Scousers winning at Old Trafford at Hotel Football. Thanks everybody for watching. Bit of a rant there at the end, but it wasn't really a rant. It's what I think, and I'm passionate about it. Anybody wants to come on and talk about it, but I know a lot of the local support, the away support, are absolutely fuming about this thing, and this fan who's gone out and he wants to teach people songs, whatever. Some people say, well, if he wants to make money, that's fine, and I agree with that. But it's what we're going to lose at the ground is the problem. We don't want to lose the identity, and that is the problem. And it's a massive game on Sunday, so join me live straight after that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get a bit of debate about the combined 11 and your thoughts about how we're going to beat Man City on Sunday, because I'm convinced that we will do. But thanks for watching. I'm Mark Goldbridge. This is the United Stand. It is your channel, and please vote for us.